Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. If you guys are new here, welcome, and if you guys have already been subscribed to the channel, thank you so much for subscribing. Today's video, we're going to create these two looks using our AMREZY palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. So if you guys want to see how I achieve these looks, then please keep on watching. So I'm applying the shade called New Yorker on my crease and applying it windshield wiper motion and circular motions. I'm not afraid to get right in the inner corners too, just because I'm planning on doing a halo eye on this eye. And I'm going to take the same shade under my lower lash line. These are so pigmented, you can easily apply a very thin layer, or you can build it up to a nice caramel golden brown color. Now I'm going to dip into the shade called 1988, and this is like a deep chocolatey brown shade. So this eye is going to be more wearable, and I'm going to go into more of pinks and purples on the other eye. I'm going to concentrate 1988 on the inner and the outer corners, and then blend it with the shade called New Yorker. You definitely don't need a lot. A little goes a very, very long way. I'm also going to blend that in my lower lash line. Now I'm going to dip into the shade called Georgina from the palette and go right in the center of the eyelid, just for a more of a bronzy eye look. And I absolutely love these tones of bronzes. You guys know I am a bronze girl, so this shade is right up my alley. Now I'm going to go back into the shade 1988 and New Yorker mixed together, and I'm just going to blend the edges. Now when we have like that deep smoky eye going on, now what I'm going to do is apply a little bit of glitter glue, just because I want to play with a tiny little bit of glitter today. And for that I'm taking my NYX glitter glue and apply that right on the center of the shade called Georgina, just like that, just to give it more of a tacky base. And then I'm going to dip into that shade called Gemini from the palette and just tap it on top of it. How stunning is that shade? It turned from a wearable eye to a glam eye pretty quick. So now for my inner corners, I want more of like a champagne shimmer. So I'm just going to apply my highlighter that I used on my face, and that's Ofra's Rodeo Drive. So I'm just going to take Ofra's Rodeo Drive and apply that, yeah, in the inner corner of the eye and on the brow bone. And I'm just going to smoke out my lower lash line using the shade called 1988. Now I'm going to dip into that shade called Hugo from the palette, and I'm going to deepen up my inner and the outer corners of the eye. This is more of an eggplant brown. Looks more of like a, blackened brown on my eyes. And now I'm just going to apply a black eyeliner on my waterline, and I'll get right back. So that's my first eye. I just applied my Anastasia's eyeliner and mascara on my eye, and we came out with this bronzy, smoky, glittery eye. Now let's move on to the other eye. Now for the other eye, I'm going to take the shade called OG from the palette, and this is very, very similar to the shade called New Yorker. I accidentally applied mascara on this eye also, just by habit. Okay, so I was saying this shade OG is very, very similar to the shade called New Yorker, but this has a little bit more of a peachy pink to it rather than like a caramel brown, I would say. But when you see like the pictures, it just appears to be very, very similar. Actually, even when you're seeing the palette up front, it appears very similar. But when you apply it on your eyes, that's when you really see the difference. I'm going to take the shade called Sensa from the palette, which is that raspberry pink. I'm going to apply it more towards the center of the eye, I would say, like right on my lid. And I would take that to my outer corners too. But I would deepen up my outer corners with some other shade too. I'm just blending the shade into the shade called OG that we applied first. I'm going to take the same shade on my lower lash line too. Now for this eye, I'm planning on taking Cupcake and Barb. I cannot decide. Okay, let's take the shade called Cupcake from the palette. And I'm gonna go more like a cut crease. Oh my god, look at that shimmer. Wow, stunning. And this brush makes it so much more simple, I would say. And this is Sigma's E62. Just if you're wondering, easy for a cut crease. Wow, okay. Let's dip into that shade called Barb also, because why not? And I'm going to apply that on my inner corners actually. Just in, oh wow, look at that. Can you guys even see? Oh, that's stunning. I was about to go into the glitter, but I don't think I need it. Now I'm going to go back into that shade called Cupcake that we applied before Barb. I'm just going to mend the shade Sensa and Cupcake together, just so that there's no harsh lines. Man, I just love that shade. Let's move into Barb again. I'm going to apply that in my inner corners, just like that. And I'm going to take a blending brush, which is more of like a pointed tip, and then I'm going to dip into that shade called OG that we started with. And I'm going to get that into like right inside my inner corners, just so that we have some kind of a shadow and we know that there's a cut crease going on. Let's move to deepen up the outer corner. Again, I'm going to take that shade called Hugo from the palette. I'm just going to deepen it up. Just a tiny little bit, so that there's a little more of like a depth happening. And I'm going to take the same shade Hugo on my outer third of my lower lash line. Ooh, love it. Okay. So now I'm just going to apply a wing using the same products. So Anastasia's liquid liner and Anastasia's mascara, and I'll get right back. And that's my final look. I really hope that you guys enjoyed both the looks that I created with Anastasia's AMREZY palette. I mean, I didn't have any problems working with any of the shades, I would say. Even if it is like the glitter shades, I think definitely you would need like a glitter glue just for it to like stick on top of it, because the glitter is like very loosely pressed. But otherwise, I think the mattes, the shimmers all work beautifully. Yeah, I feel like out of the lot, my favorite shade would be Barb that I've applied like on my inner third of the eye. Even Cupcake went like gorgeous, even Gorgina. I think it's a hit, guys. I love that I got this on a sale price, but I think you will definitely not be disappointed if you get this palette. I finished off my lips using the newest, the Maybelline lipstick, the Ultimate lipstick, and this is in the shade More Berry. I think this goes with the eye look. This I would prefer more of a nudie tone. But nonetheless, I think the eye looks came out really good. I absolutely loved everything. I did not have any problems creating any of the looks. If you guys want to see more looks with that palette, definitely do let me know in the comment section below, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell, you know the gist with that. so that you can be informed whenever I'm posting. But I generally upload every Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays at 9 AM Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!